Last week, I watched two men, both 63 years old, walk into the same room on the same day. One gripped the doorframe like his life depended on it, moving like every step hurt. He looked defeated. The other? He walked in with strong posture, firm handshake, and eyes full of life. Same age, same number of years on this planet, but one was already fading while the other was thriving. I'm James Walker, and I'm here to tell you something that might sting a little, but you need to hear it. Right now, the world is quietly convincing men over 60 that decline is normal. That feeling weaker, slower, and more forgetful is just part of getting older. That your best days are behind you. If you've caught yourself thinking that way, you're not alone, but believing it is one of the most dangerous traps a man can fall into. Because every single day you accept that lie, you're losing strength, energy, and independence you don't have to lose. Here's the truth most men never discover. You can still be strong, sharp, and full of purpose well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. And it all comes down to 7 specific abilities that separate the men who are just surviving from the ones who are still dominating life. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through these 7 powerful tests. By the end, you'll know exactly where you stand. And more importantly, you'll see how you can train every single one of them, no matter your starting point. If you want to feel stronger, move better, think clearer, and show up as the kind of man your family still looks up to, then stay with me until the end. Drop your age in the comments right now and tell me. Are you ready to find out how strong you really are? 1. The rising test. Your functional strength. Let me start with something that might surprise you. A few months ago, a 67-year-old man named Richard came to see me. He could barely get out of a low chair without using his arms. When I asked him to sit on the floor and try to stand up without using his hands, he looked at me like I was crazy. After 3 attempts, he gave up, breathing heavily and clearly embarrassed. That moment hit him hard. Because the truth is, the ability to stand up from the floor without using your hands is more than just a party trick. It's one of the most honest tests of real-world strength and independence a man can take. This single movement reveals how well your legs, hips, core, and balance are working together. It shows whether your body still has the functional power to handle everyday life, getting up after a fall, playing with grandkids on the carpet, or simply moving through your day with confidence. Researchers have found that this ability is strongly linked to how long and how independently you'll be able to live. When you can do this easily, you don't just feel stronger, you feel capable, in control, and years younger. There's a deep sense of pride that comes with knowing your body can still take care of you. The good news? This isn't something you're born with and slowly lose forever. Even if you struggle today, your body can improve dramatically with consistent practice. Start by simply sitting on the floor every day and getting up. Do it gently. Do it often. You'll be amazed how quickly your legs and confidence come back. I've seen men in their late 60s go from needing help to get off the couch to standing up from the floor like it's nothing. That transformation doesn't just change how you move, it changes how you see yourself. And if you think that's powerful, wait until you hear about the next test. It's one most men take for granted, until they can't anymore. 2. The walking test. Your heart and joint vitality. Picture this. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. You wake up, lace up your shoes, and head out the door with no particular plan except to enjoy the fresh air. 30 minutes later, you're still walking, no aching knees forcing you to turn back, no tight hips, no shortness of breath that makes you search for the nearest bench. That simple freedom, being able to walk without your body constantly reminding you of its limits, is something many men quietly lose over time, and when it slips away, it takes a lot more than just distance with it. I remember talking with a man named Mike, 64 years old, who told me, "I used to walk everywhere. Now I drive even to the mailbox." What started as occasional knee pain slowly turned into fear of leaving the house. The worst part? He didn't realize how much it was stealing his confidence and joy until it was already gone. The 30-minute walking test isn't about becoming a marathon runner, it's about discovering whether your heart, joints, and energy systems are still working together the way they should. When you can walk comfortably for that long, you're not just moving, you're staying independent. You can visit your grandchildren, explore new places, run errands, or simply clear your head whenever you want. There's an incredible sense of freedom and pride that comes with knowing your body can still carry you through life on your own terms. That feeling of being capable and strong at 60 plus is hard to describe, but once you have it, you never want to lose it. The beautiful thing is your body responds incredibly well when you ask it to move consistently. Even if 30 minutes feels impossible right now, start with 10 or 15. Add a little more each week. You'll be surprised how quickly your joints loosen up and your energy comes back. And once you regain that physical freedom, you'll want something even deeper, a reason to keep moving forward every single morning. That brings us to the next test. 3. The wanting test. Your sense of purpose. Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt nothing? Not sad, not angry, just flat. Like the day ahead was something to get through rather than something to look forward to. I've spoken with many men in their 60s who quietly admit this is their new normal. The spark that used to pull them out of bed has slowly faded, and they don't know exactly when or how it happened. This is what I call the wanting test. It's simple but powerful. Can you still wake up most mornings with something you genuinely want to do? It could be a project in the garage, a trip you're planning, time with your grandkids, or even learning a new skill. It doesn't have to be huge, but it has to pull you forward with a sense of anticipation. When that inner drive is alive, everything changes. You move with more energy. You recover faster. You feel stronger because your mind is giving your body a reason to keep fighting. Purpose isn't just about happiness. It's fuel. It keeps a man mentally sharp, emotionally resilient, and physically motivated to stay independent and active for years to come. I've watched men light up again when they rediscover this wanting. One gentleman started volunteering at a local youth sports program. Another picked up woodworking after 20 years. Within weeks, their posture improved, their step got lighter, and they carried themselves like men with a mission again. The beautiful part is, you don't need to wait for motivation to strike. You can start small. Pick one thing this week that sparks even a little curiosity or excitement. Nurture it. Watch how quickly that quiet fire begins to grow again, because when your mornings have meaning, your body finds new strength to match it. And once your purpose is awake, you'll want the physical power to back it up, which leads us perfectly to the next test. 4. The grip test. Your physical power. You know that moment when you're unloading groceries from the car and suddenly realize both bags feel heavier than they should? Your fingers start burning, your forearms give out, and you have to set everything down halfway to the kitchen. For many men over 60, this small daily frustration is one of the first quiet signs that their physical power is slipping away. That's why I pay close attention to grip strength. It's not just about how hard you can squeeze, it's about how capable you still feel in your own body. The grip test is straightforward. Can you comfortably carry 2 full bags of groceries up a flight of stairs and into the house without your arms shaking or your back tightening up for days afterward? When your grip is strong, you carry yourself differently. There's a quiet confidence that comes with knowing your hands can still handle the things life throws at you. Opening jars for your wife, playing catch with your grandkids, fixing things around the house, or simply carrying your own load without asking for help. That sense of self-reliance is incredibly empowering. It makes you feel strong, useful, and independent, qualities every man wants to hold on to. What surprises most men is how quickly grip strength can improve with just a few minutes of daily practice. A simple hand gripper, a rubber ball, or even squeezing a towel while watching TV can make a real difference in a matter of weeks. I've seen men regain not just strength in their hands, but a renewed sense of pride in what their body can do. They stand taller. They move with more assurance. They feel like men again, not spectators in their own lives. And when your body feels strong and capable, your mind stays sharper too. That brings us to the next important marker. 5. The memory test. Your brain sharpness. You're in the middle of a conversation with a neighbor or a friend's son you just met last week. Everything is going fine until they say, "Remember me? We talked at the barbecue." And your mind suddenly goes blank. That awkward pause. The polite smile while you scramble to recall their name. Moments like these happen to many men after 60, and they often leave you feeling older than you actually are. The memory test is deceptively simple. Can you still remember the name of someone you met just once about a week ago without any prompting? This isn't about having a perfect memory. It's about whether your brain is still forming new connections efficiently. When your memory stays sharp, you stay fully present in life. You engage in conversations with confidence instead of nodding along, hoping no one notices. You feel mentally strong and alive, not foggy or withdrawn. There's a special kind of dignity that comes with remembering names, stories, and details. It makes you feel capable and connected to the people around you, and that feeling of mental strength directly supports your physical health and independence as the years go by. The exciting part is that your brain is remarkably adaptable at any age. Simple daily habits like regular movement, quality sleep, learning new things, and having real conversations can make a noticeable difference. Many men I've worked with were shocked at how quickly their mental clarity returned once they gave their brain the stimulation and support it needed. You don't have to accept senior moments as your new normal. Your mind can stay quick and reliable, and that changes how you show up in every area of life. Speaking of showing up well, the next test might be the most underrated one of all. 6. The Composure Test. Your emotional strength. Imagine you're sitting at the dinner table with your family. Someone says something that hits a nerve, maybe a disagreement about how things used to be, or a comment that feels unfair. In that moment, do you feel the heat rising in your chest, or can you stay calm, listen, and respond with steady clarity? This is the Composure Test. It's one of the most powerful and least talked about markers of strength after 60. It's not about never getting upset. It's about whether you can handle difficult moments, disagreements, or disappointments without shutting down or exploding. I've seen this play out countless times. Men who lose control of their emotions often pay a hidden price: higher stress, poorer sleep, and strained relationships. On the other hand, those who master composure carry a quiet power. They feel more in control of their lives. They protect their peace and their health at the same time. There's a deep sense of inner strength that comes from knowing you can face hard things without losing yourself. This kind of emotional resilience doesn't just make you a better husband, father, or grandfather. It literally helps your body stay stronger and healthier for longer. When you manage stress better, your heart, blood pressure, and energy levels all benefit. The great news is that composure is a skill you can train. One simple practice I recommend is the 4-second breath. When you feel triggered, pause, breathe in for 4 counts, out for 4. It sounds small, but it creates space between the trigger and your reaction. Over time, it becomes natural. Men who develop this ability don't just live longer, they live better, with more respect from others and more pride in themselves. And when you combine emotional strength with everything else we've covered, you become the kind of man people are naturally drawn to. That leads us to the final test. 7. The Presence Test. Your vitality and impact. Walk into a room full of people, maybe a family gathering, a neighborhood barbecue, or a quiet coffee with old friends. Without saying a single word, do you lift the energy in that space just by being there? This is the presence test, and in many ways it's the most meaningful one of all. It's not about being the loudest or the funniest person in the room. It's about carrying a calm, positive, vibrant energy that makes others feel safer, happier, and more hopeful simply because you showed up. When a man in his 60s or 70s has this quality, people naturally gravitate toward him. Grandkids want to sit next to him. Friends light up when he enters. His presence alone becomes a quiet source of strength for those around him. I've known men who weren't the strongest or the healthiest on paper, but their warm, steady presence made everyone around them feel better. And interestingly, these same men often ended up living fuller, longer, and more independent lives. Because when you feel valued and connected, you naturally take better care of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. This kind of presence comes from the combination of physical health, emotional balance, and a sense of purpose. It's the beautiful result of doing the work on all the other 6 areas we've talked about. There's nothing quite like the feeling of knowing you're still someone people look forward to seeing. It makes you feel strong, relevant, and deeply alive, no matter your age. Now that we've gone through all 7 tests, it's time to bring everything together and talk about what you can actually do starting today to become that stronger, more vital version of yourself. 8. Putting it all together. Your strongest chapter. Yet you've now gone through all 7 tests. These aren't just random challenges, they're powerful indicators of how strong, independent, and vibrant you can still be after 60. The men who maintain or rebuild these 7 abilities aren't just surviving their later years. They're living with more strength, confidence, and purpose than many men half their age. The best part? Every single one of these abilities can be improved with consistent, realistic effort. Your body and mind are far more capable than most people believe. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice and should not replace personalized guidance from your healthcare provider. Everyone's health journey is different. What works for one person may not work the same for another. Always consult with your doctor before starting any new exercise routine or making significant changes to your lifestyle, especially if you have existing medical conditions. I'm not here to sell you anything. There are no supplements, programs, or secret solutions being promoted in this video. My only goal is to share information that can help you take better care of yourself and feel stronger in your daily life. Remember, age is just a number. What truly matters is the daily choices you make from this point forward. Start with just one test that stood out to you. Improve it a little bit every week. Small, consistent actions can lead to remarkable changes over time. You still have the power to write a strong, proud final chapter in your life story. The question is, will you start today? If this video resonated with you, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey. Thanks for watching and take care of yourself. You've earned it.